What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Same Cast, Different Day podcast. This show where no topic is off limits and no opinions is scripted, and every conversation brings a fresh perspective. What is going on, everybody? I'm Martel.
And I'm Tina.
So, before we get into, it was this 4th of July weekend. So, before we get into that, there was some stuff that was going on. One of the things that was going on was Trump was reportedly having discussions about pardoning well-known figures, including Diddy, to mark the 250th birthday of America. I don't know what that has to do with America and his birthday and him possibly getting out of jail. Just let it. Just at this point, just let him out of jail because y'all keep saying he's getting out early. He's getting out this that. Just let him out of jail at this point. You ain't gonna let him sit. They ain't gonna let him sit.
No.
I mean, he deserves to serve his time, but at this point, like, come on, we just know y'all gonna let him out of jail at this point.
Well, I guess his gift to America on that 250th birthday was to let a sexual predator roam free.
As a sexual predator allegedly running a White House. In other news, actor Danny Glover revealed that he's secretly been living with Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's
disease.
That's what I said.
You're not finna stress me out. We've been on the air for 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Yeah, he got Alzheimer's disease. You told Harpo to beat me.
Alzheimer's.
A classic movie.
He has Alzheimer's, guys. And this is something that Marcel and I had kind of discussed briefly. It's kind of sad to see so many actors, well-known actors that played in very good roles in a lot of different movies. Basically, they're going to succumb to this very debilitating disease. And it's sad to see, somebody's mind deteriorate like that, once, just playing all the different roles of different people in their movie. So a lot of love and light to him and his family and his Alzheimer's.
She just had to be so professional. Her professionalism kicked in right there. I just want to point that out.
I like to educate people correctly.
I did educate them correctly.
You did not. But I had these people Googling all the timers.
It was close enough.
It was not even close.
So this next story, Tina had brought to my attention. She had sent me a video of this. I had no idea this was a story that was going on. So apparently there was a toddler who was found in a morgue. So like I said, I knew nothing about this until she had sent me a video of this. So we're going to take a look at the video, then we're going to come back and discuss.
Body cam video showing officers outside Phoenix sprinting toward a terrified family holding their 18-month-old boy. The video blurred by police. Oh my God! The toddler was found during a Super Bowl watch party unresponsive in the family's pool. The toddler is then taken by ambulance to Arizona's Mercy Gilbert Medical Center, where, according to the police report, resuscitation efforts are taken for several minutes. According to an officer at the hospital, he says the doctor left the room to possibly make a death notification to the parents. While this is happening, the officer hears a nurse say, "I have a pulse," and they continue to try and revive the child. The officer goes to update the doctor, who on body camera is heard saying this. The doctor returns to the room, tells the staff to stop treatment, and declares the child dead at 6:20 p.m.
No objections. I'd like to call time of death.
Several minutes after that call is made, the officer says he and the boy's family expressed concerns that the boy still might be breathing. But 5 hours later, when the medical examiner came to collect the boy's body, he was found breathing. The child ultimately survived and was released from the hospital. In a statement, the hospital saying, "We immediately conducted a thorough review. Out of respect for the patient's privacy, we cannot discuss details." According to police, the parents could face child abuse charges since they both admitted to smoking marijuana. They left the garage door unlocked and open, and there was no designated supervision during the party. Now, the case is still under review by the Maricopa County DA's office.
Marijuana had no factor in that. I just want to point that out because I know plenty of people who do marijuana and have never neglected their kids due to marijuana, so they can stop that accusation right there. But this was just a sad story, and I'm happy that the boy was live. And I don't know because there were so many false reports out there. Because some people were saying like, "Oh, he had never really said again. He was brain damaged after being declared being dead for so long," or something they were saying. And then there are other people saying like, "Oh no, they did scans and everything is fine. The boy's going to be perfectly healthy. No issues going forward to himself." And I was like, y'all just need to stop with that. If y'all don't know the correct information, please don't get on the internet and spread misinformation. And I hope that doctor is never allowed to practice again.
So I did read a news report that said that the young boy was gonna suffer severe brain damage from it, which I would think is likely depending on how long he went without oxygen or lack of oxygen, not in totality. But either which way, he's not going to be 100%. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be 100%. And I really hope that they don't press charges to this family. I mean, like you said, toddlers get into everything. It doesn't matter how watchful you are. And it kind of sounds like that maybe almost losing their child or having to deal with a child that's going to have some disabilities for the rest of their life might just be, quote unquote, repayment or punishment enough. So lots of love and light to that little boy and his family. That's terrible. And I want to know who the doctor is. Y'all got to excuse Torian.
You see, you want to know who was?
Who that doctor was?
Oh, I had a picture, but for some reason, Google and everything, they wouldn't let me download the picture for some reason. But they did have a picture of the doctor and some of the stuff that I did see online. And like I said, that man should just not be allowed to practice. Like I went to school and I know if somebody's dead or not. Well, apparently that person had a pulse, so you just chose to medically say that they're dead, even though they're not.
So this is why nurses are so important in the medical field. That nurse said, "I got a pulse." And yeah, he said no objections. I would like to call, time of death, but it should have been some objections. But it just sounds like that he's one of those type of doctors that want to throw around his degree. His
power.
And we all know how I don't like people who do that.
What, I got a nap in my ear? Like, what's going on? What is that? Ew. Oh my God. So, going from one child, it's glitter. Going from one child to another, we have an update on the 1-year-old who was shot and killed in Mississippi. Let's take a look.
An independent autopsy has now contradicted the police narrative in the fatal shooting of a 1-year-old in Mississippi. The shooting took place on June 14th in a Walmart parking lot in Mississippi. Officers responded to a shoplifting call regarding a box of diapers. 1-year-old Cohen Wiley was killed and his mother was critically wounded. Now, police try to justify this behavior by saying they fired the shots because the vehicle was driving directly towards them, putting the officers in a life or death situation. However, the autopsy confirmed the bullet entered the right side of the 1-year-old's chest and exited the left, proving the gunfire came from the side of the vehicle, not the front. To make things even worse, witnesses and the family's attorney said the adults exited the store carrying only a single, lawfully purchased box of diapers. The driver used the self-checkout lane to pay for the diapers and held a valid store receipt for the item. Furthermore, community advocates note the security footage will show the mother skipping and playing with her 1-year-old child on the way to the car rather than fleeing a crime scene. As of right now, law enforcement hasn't filed any criminal theft charges against the driver or the mother. The family and the lawyer are now demanding the release of all police body cam, dash cam, and Walmart surveillance video. Rest in peace to Cohen.
Lock they asses up. Forget what I said last week on the show, because like I said, we didn't have all the facts last week, but now we got all the facts. Lock them damn officers up. That is murder at this point.
I mean, I feel like we made opinions based on the amount of information that we had, right? And we did say, hey, if it was a crime that was committed, then, the police officers or somebody should have been taken into custody. Now, the way that it escalated, now I have questions as to how it escalated. How did they get, you know, why did people say that the diapers were stolen? It's a lot of different things. Did the police officers come out to the car? Like, were they parked? Like, what happened over a box of diapers? And it's so unfortunate for them to, I saw pictures of diagrams of the wounds, from the autopsy and things like that. And it's just so disheartening to see, anybody but a 1-year-old, and just to imagine like what kind of pain, suffering, and all of that. And that he endured over a case of diapers that was for him, that was bought by his daddy. It sounds like.
I mean, yeah, like they said, if he what he's saying is correct, and then if the woman had a valid receipt and they were not running to the car, and it was just, she was playing with her son as she was going to the car, for them to call the police, like, but my whole thing is, like, was it one of the secret shoppers accusing her of stealing, and was it a self checkout employee? Was the police already there on the scene? Because if they had to call the police, I mean, it would have took some time for the police to get there to the scene. Like, they would have been gone before the police officers got there. The police officers had to be called to the scene. So I wonder if the police officers was already there, because we know that some Walmart's police officers are stationed there sometimes. But it just makes me wonder, because I'm like, if the police was called, I remember in the last video they did say that a store employee called the police. I'm like, that was a fast response from the time that the person got through the self checkout to outside the building. Like,
Yeah, they probably was staged there. Which, whatever, I get it, but it was a box of diapers and not a
yeah,
not a TV or a
and
PlayStation or a
it's probably
PS5, or
something that's probably less than $60 at that.
it ain't nothing worth shooting
Shooting,
somebody
yeah,
for, you
yeah, it's
know.
just not. So we'll keep you all updated as that story continues to develop. So, as we all know, it is 4th of July weekend, and our city is so damn cheap that they don't do the Big Bang anymore. There were some local parks that did fireworks, but for as far as the 4th of July, it was nothing. Um,
I
that
thought they said they were doing
on.
fireworks this year.
So they did the drone show the day before the 4th of July, in which we have some video footage from TJ, who was at the drone show, that I guess I should show right now.
This is lovely. It truly is. I'm TJ, covering news in southeastern Wisconsin, and we are here at McKinley Beach for the annual Independence Day celebration here at Milwaukee's lakefront. This is the second year in a row now that the county has traded fireworks for drones. We're less than 3 hours away from those drones kicking off. Nearly 1,000 drones already stationed here at the McKinley Marina, ready to take off in 3 phases. They'll be taking off in 15-minute increments. That'll be a 45-minute show. This year, though, special. County officials tell us that these drones are actually going to shoot off fireworks of their own. Last year, when the county traded the fireworks for the drone, caused a lot of controversy. This is the county's way of saying here is the best of both worlds. Again, less than 3 hours here. People are already gathering on the beach. This is prime real estate right here, because this is where the main drag of the show is going to be. This is going to be the main viewing area, and even along the grass here, hundreds of people already gathering out here for Independence Day celebrations.
That's more than Trump's 250 celebration. So when they meant by fireworks, it was
Where's the
basically,
show? I wanted to see the show.
I thought it was in there, but it wasn't. It was so basically the drones did their thing, and there were just certain parts of the drone show where basically it was like these sparkler things shot from the drone, bronze fawn appeared. Or they did like a drone where they had the drone it looked like the home bridge and like a car driving. I'm like, this is what y'all spent y'all time doing. Like y'all could have just kept the drone show. The other guy in DC, he got mad because he said it was DC or some other place. He was like, it was like a drone show or something like that instead of fireworks. And he said it was some bullshit. He told everybody, y'all sitting y'all stupid asses right here, and they gonna shoot all of you with the drone.
That escalated quickly.
It did. He was pissed off.
Okay.
But yeah, for what I said to drop, this is not working. But just give us our fireworks. Let us see stuff go boom boom. Don't do it like Trump did, which I'm gonna show later on in the aftermath of what he did later on in this show. But yeah. Speaking of Independence Day, this guy, I've been coming across his videos lately, and I feel like he gave a good representation of what the 4th of July is to Black people. So here we go.
Unfortunately, as a black, the only Independence Day I acknowledge is starring Will Smith and Vivica Fox. Y'all know Independence Day ain't for the blacks. Only thing free in 1776 for the blacks was our labor. We paid for that mentally. Can you believe black people paid to go to work? We paid for that shit. Only thing black people like about the 4th of July is that it's a national holiday and we ain't gotta go to work. So in honor of getting paid and not having to be at work, we gon' party. So if you see us partying on the 4th of July, we ain't partying about the freedom shit. We partying cause it's a day off. I don't want to hear that it's un-American to not acknowledge the 4th of July. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We party on the 4th of July because we've been misinformed for so long. We used to partying on the 4th of July. But we just ain't partying for the same reason you partying for. It's a good excuse to have a barbecue. Light a few fireworks. And you better be careful because if you're around us too close, we might turn the fireworks towards your motherfucking ass. 4th of July is a story based on some bullshit, damn near fairy tale to black people. But if you see me with a cup in my hand, dancing around in a circle, listening to some good music with a little plate of barbecue in my hand, baked beans, macaroni and cheese, potato salad better be good. Enjoying myself. Don't you tell me happy 4th of July. Just smile and just know a nigga happy to be alive.
Those were all the signs I made for my barbecue yesterday. I'm glad it's a universal language.
It is. Like I said, like that's how black people celebrate the 4th of July. Because to be honest, we can care 2 cents about America's independence from the British. Because either way it go, y'all put us on that boat that we didn't want to be on in the first place, and some of our own ancestors sold us over here. So, like I said, we don't care about the Independence Day. We just happy to have the day off. So, the 250th celebration, we got a couple of videos to go through when it comes to that because it got worse, y'all. So some sunglasses accidentally revealed the truth about Trump's 250th celebration that I guess the Fox tried to play off, and I guess to a certain point they couldn't play it. I don't know if this was Fox, can't remember. But yeah, I'm just gonna play the clip because y'all gotta see this mess.
Okay, so earlier today, I checked out the preparations for Donald Trump's 250th birthday party for America, which is having some attendance issues.
Happy early birthday, America. We're celebrating already at the Great American State Fair. Man, we've got thousands of people celebrating this birthday with us.
Sometimes the pictures really don't tell the full story because if you look behind us, you see, okay, there are a couple hundred people back there, but the truth is when you make your way over here and you're in a wash of people.
There are thousands of people here, and I'll tell you what, that's with rain, with everything else going on, the fact that it is heightened security just because of the world right now, it's really an awesome crowd.
That is so sad. This picture really captures the problem. One of the organizers posted this photo of a performance on the National Mall. If you zoom in, let's do it, on the guitarist's sunglasses, boy, you can see a crowd of less than a dozen people in the reflection. The organizers appear to have recently deleted that image from the social media feed, replacing it instead with this image of the performance, cropping out the guitarist and his really cool shades.
I was going to ask what the sunglasses have to do with anything, but now I understand.
As now you can see, Fox was reporting that it was thousands of people there. I'm like, that is pretty green behind.
Got a sea of yard back there, a sea of grass that can be seen.
So in this next clip, we had somebody who was an actual black person actually go to this fair, and let's just say he was very disappointed with it. Also, let's take a look.
We're going to see the American Freedom 250. I don't know. Is it like a circus? Is it like a rally? Is it like a? I think it's a fascist fair. Y'all know where the fascist fair is at? The fascist fair is over there. Y'all been? You're not gonna go, right? You should've. Yeah, we'll come back with feedback. Thank you. We're in hell. The Great Value Lumineers. Come on in. Oh. So we're celebrating America 250. We can't get hardwood floors. Great. Cool. All right. A stuffed footlong pretzel roll for $17. Wait a minute. A Nutella stuffed footlong pretzel roll for $14. Oh, and lemonade $8.
Why did they fucking duct tape the 520 over the water?
It probably was $1. Then they were like, oh, inflation. Why not, right? Great. Hey, it's the price of gas. Okay, closer. It looks like it's 3D, right? It's not. It's fucking flat.
It's what?
Oh my god, it's fake! Wait a minute! I didn't even notice that. Look, it's fucking staple. Hello? You know, I'm not seeing very many people here. Oh, there's a group.
I mean, there's not much here.
Wait, it's looking pretty scant.
Should we go to the Ferris wheel?
No. So, after waiting in line for 3 hours because the line was just so long because the demand for Freedom 250 is so high, we are now stuck on the Ferris wheel. So, we've gotten a lot of stairs here.
And we ain't talking about steps.
I don't really know. I think we stand out for a certain reason. What the hell is Timu? We're gonna go to Utah.
POP.
We have to.
Holding it down.
We're gonna go to Utah.
No, we're going to Kansas.
We can go to both.
No, we don't have time for that. We gotta pick one.
We're already
now.
stalling, so I might as well go to both.
We're going to Kansas.
Oh, all right. Oh. We're in here. They're going to Kansas.
There you go.
Wait, this is crazy.
I had a great time, didn't you? Freedom, cut me loose, yeah. My boo.
That So the Ferris wheel thing looks so depressing. Did they have dirt for one of the cities? Like I know they had like it was like 50 states for. They had like a display for all 50 states where you go there and like just. I seen 2-year-old parties better than that fair. That's all I'm saying about that. Yeah. Anyway,
How much did we spend on that?
Millions probably, or well, billions. You know, he like to say billions.
Billions
And billions of dollars. That's probably what we spent on that. So, also during the 4th of July weekend, white nationalists decided to take over Washington, D.C. Yeah, I got 2 videos from Aaron explaining this. Let's take a look at this mess, y'all.
Every American needs to see this image today. This is the Washington, D.C. Metro. You see white nationalist Patriot Front members marching on our nation's capital on America's 250th anniversary as one person looks on. She's not masked. She's not hiding her face. She is sitting, a commuter, in a sea full of white nationalists. A sea full of people chanting to, quote, reclaim the United States of America. A sea full of people who are masked, who refuse to show their faces out of cowardice. A sea full of people who want people like her to not have rights in the United States of America. This image was taken by Reuters today. It was on the DC Metro, And it's an image that I think every American needs to see as we recognize America's 250th anniversary. We have cowards riding the metro, and we have a brave commuter sitting not masked in the face of it all. Spread the word and follow along for all the news you need to know about.
I don't get it. What was the point of them doing that?
I don't even think they know why they did that. A lot of people were saying that, you know, that photo was going to be on the cover of Time magazine, with that lonesome black woman minding her own business, just trying to get where she going, and then you get all these masked white men get on this thing with her. I'll be like, mm-mm. And so it's a part two to this also. I mean that he had. So it's the Lord have mercy. Let's just take a look.
If you live in and around Washington, D.C., be aware white nationalists are marching on the nation's capital this morning on America's 250th anniversary. This video was shot by Mitchell Miller, a reporter in Washington, D.C. at Union Station, and it shows hundreds of masked men carrying Confederate flags, chanting anti-immigrant slogans, calling for the country to be, quote, reclaimed. They started at Union Station, and they appear to be marching across the city today in covered masks. These individuals chanting white nationalist slogans, carrying Confederate flags. Law enforcement is actively monitoring their demonstration, and they're actively trying to conceal their identities by wearing the white masks or the white kind of face guards on their face. And as you can see, there are Confederate flags like that one right there. So if you live in the area, be aware. This is what they're bringing for America's 250th. I'll have more updates for you soon. Spread the word and follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. More to come soon.
Why are y'all, what is the point? Don't y'all know that y'all immigrants too? Like, y'all do realize that America doesn't belong to y'all. Y'all pretty much killed off nearly a whole entire human race. Well, not human race, but a whole entire, I guess, race. The Native Americans, y'all nearly killed them off, took their land, and then forced them to live in reservations. But y'all want to reclaim America? Like, what Indians, can y'all do us a favor? How about y'all reclaim y'all land? We with y'all. We with y'all.
What you mean? They gonna kick us out too?
They love us. We was you know, how do you put, we was a part of the genocide too. Hell, they was using black people to make leather wallets and stuff back. They was taking our skin and killing us and torturing us to make actual leather products out of our skin. We with y'all. Y'all can teach us the Native American life. We don't know those people over there in Africa. We don't know them. So y'all can teach us the Native American way. Just reclaim the land. That's all I'm saying.
It's not enough of them.
I know, right? We need to figure out a way how to repopulate the Indians. Native Americans. We need to figure out a way how to repopulate those. Help us. Also, Trump's terrible 4th of July fireworks show was bad. And I mean, when I say it was bad, they had to put out an air quality alert, because that's just how bad it is. Because he wants to have the biggest fireworks show ever. Y'all, take a look at this.
If you live in and around Washington, D.C., just be aware that a code purple, very unhealthy air quality warning is now in effect for the city today. And if you live in the Maryland suburbs, a code red is in effect. Following the world record firework celebration on the National Mall last night, the air is very smoggy. It's very thick, as you can see here, due to firework particles that remain in the air. There had been warnings about this internally in the executive branch and also externally for several days now, but we're seeing it come to fruition. Code purple means that the air quality is unhealthy for everyone. It doesn't matter whether you're part of a sensitive group or not. Everyone could experience unhealthy side effects. This could lead to eye irritation, throat irritation, wheezing, and ultimately damage to your lungs. For Southern Maryland, that's a code yellow, so it's a little less bad. Folks are just advised, stay inside today until the firework particles dissipate. It should happen sometime later this evening into tomorrow. Spread the word, follow for more.
And just to add on top of it, like his fireworks show was so bad. It was so much smoke, like probably about 7 to 8 minutes into his fireworks show, you couldn't even see the fireworks. That's just how much smoke it was from the
Yeah,
fireworks.
it's bad.
Because you want to have the biggest firework show ever. Like, dude, he's just an idiot. And speaking of idiots, Tina has sent me this clip. This is a clip exclusively from Tina, and it's our one of Tina's favorite people. It's Tina's favorite person making fun of Donald Trump and the MAGAs and stuff like that. So let's take a look.
Happy birthday, America! What in the white supremacy are you doing? Marching on the Capitol to smash it up again to reclaim our country. Reclaim? We took it from the natives. What's more American than an organized march? The racism you're doing it for? No, white supremacy final boss. These are the greatest Americans. They're the fucking worst. They're deporting immigrants in record numbers. I thought ICE were doing that. They're the same guys. They're just off work today. Sir, bad news. We lost one of the village people. I thought we had to call them Native Americans. The band that sing your favorite song, YMCA. Oh, which one died? Victor Willis. He was the black cop. Well, if we had to lose one. Jeez, about your America 250 State Fair? I heard a lot of people showing up. Well, at last count, it was 11. 100,000? Just 11, and now we're shutting it down because of the weather. Why is it so hot? I just opened the gates of hell for Mitch McConnell, who I'm still waiting for, by the way. And I'm gonna give a big speech later. In this heat? That's not safe. I'll go as long as possible just to prove I can. I am on standby, and the gates are already open. And I'm thinking about giving 250 pardons. To who? Kalshi says it's a 9% chance that one of them will be to himself. Naturally, there's a 12% chance Ghislaine Maxwell gets one. Yeah, that would go down well. And a 21% chance he gives one to Sean Combs. He might pardon P. Diddy? What is it good for? How do you feel about getting booed and heckled in D.C.? People who don't like this administration are ungrateful, un-American, and Are you even drunker than normal? Joke's on you, being this drunk is normal. In the worm brain. Scared to ask, but what does the 4th of July look like for you? Standard grilled little peacock ass. What's wrong with just some burgers or wieners? I wanna take you to a gay bar. Not those type of wieners, Mike Johnson. Slavery never happened. We're not a nation of immigrants, and we invented the English language. What did you just say? Just practicing my speech for later.
Tina, you got some explaining to do.
The drunk dude, the drunk character is probably my favorite. Big old gallon of Tito's. He be so up looking.
I just can't. And now with him
what?
having
That's some
Satan
explaining to do.
Not and because he's not him got Satan and the devil and Satan, whatever, the Grim Reaper waiting on Mitch McConnell. God,
I take it you didn't watch it all the way through.
No, I didn't. It was one of these clips like, okay, I'm gonna wait to the show to actually see it and like watch the clip. Oh my God.
Yep.
I'd be ashamed of yourself. Speaking of idiocy, on top of idiocy, it get worse. Let's take a look at Donald Trump talking to an AI video.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Every day a president faces storms most people never see. Keep your nerve and remember the nation comes first. You get through. I know you know that feeling yourself.
Well, I appreciate those words. Those words are fantastic. And I just want to say it's an honor to be with you today. We are making a little bit of a tour, some of the fantastic things you've done.
Now, mind you, he had a rally after that or some feet, and he said that he had a really good conversation with Theodore Roosevelt, who I believe died in 1919. This man has the code to our nuclear warheads, and he's talking to them hologram.
Is that all the timers?
Yeah, that's all the timers. That's all the timers right there. I just don't understand. Like, why? Stop letting this man go in public and embarrassing. It's just like it just keep getting worse and worse with this man. And then on top of that, he has an active duty serviceman in River who goes to the Capitol building to protest against him. And there's video footage. It is to prove that I'm not lying. So I'm going to play that clip for you.
Thank you! Thank you!
So what that video didn't show was that man actually got arrested. They came up to him and he didn't fight or anything. He knew what was gonna happen. He got arrested for doing that. And like I said, the sign said convict, impeach, and some. Oh damn, what was the other one? Remove. Yeah. So I really commend that young man for doing that. It took a lot of heart to do something like that and to go to the Capitol building, because apparently there's a law stating that as Americans, we are not allowed to go to the Capitol building and protest, which I don't understand how he pardoned all the January 6th people when they went and stormed the Capitol building, which is against the law to protest, even on the stairs of the Capitol building. So, hopefully we'll have some more updates soon on that young man who basically was like, I'm sick of serving for this man who's all these things. Mm-hmm. We need to get him out.
Yes, we do.
So let's move ahead to, can the government actually work for the people? Now, I've seen this lady, a couple of these ladies' videos. I think I played her home on the show once or twice, and she made a lot of sense. So I'm going to play this video, and I wish a lot of politicians across the U.S. will take notes from like the greatest mayor of all time, the mayor of New York. So here we go.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me government can actually work for people? And he didn't even have to cut any social services. And that was the part that had me looking sideways at the whole system. New York City is opening state-run grocery stores. They even building a daycare center so city workers can get free childcare. And somehow that city has not collapsed into the ocean yet. America has gotten people so used to struggling that people just think struggling is a natural part of life. Like you're supposed to stress and work and pay bills, and that's supposed to be seen as normal. That ain't freedom, y'all. And they did something novel in New York to close the gap. They actually taxed rich people. And guess what happened? The rich people didn't leave. See, rich people always threaten to leave, but they never pack a damn bag. And that tells you this was never about not having the money. The money been there. The issue was about who the government is designed to work for. And that's why people like Ma'am Donnie scare the hell out of the rich and powerful. Because if regular folks like you and me see it happen in New York, then people in other states start asking, well, why can't we have the stuff that they have too? What do you guys think? Could this work everywhere else? Or would politicians in your state fight tooth and nail to block it?
Politicians in this state is going to fight tooth and nail to block it, something like that from happening. And I already can see that coming because we live in a very, very racist Republican state here. This is where the Republican Party was born at. So the city is still segregated to hell. So yeah, like I said, they will fight tooth and nail to not let something like that happen, at least here in Wisconsin. And then also, the mayor of New York, Madami, I always mess up his name. He had held a press conference, and when he talked about the wealth gaps that he was looking to that's going on. Let's take a look at this.
There's a report in City and State today about how your administration removed DEI language from the racial equity report that you released this week. Why was that decision made, and do you support that decision?
So I want to be very clear. our administration inherited a report that the prior administration had refused to release, a report that had been heavily diluted over many rounds of revisions. We took the time to strengthen this report to ensure that it was actually an accurate reflection of the city that we all love and know as our home, and to actually release this report within the first 100 days. Now, in this report, what we've seen, it's a report that is both coupled with a true cost of living report, is that the inequities in this city, the racial inequities, are stark. We are talking about findings that have shown that the wealth of a median white household in the city is more than $200,000, while that of a black household is less than $20,000. This is not an indictment of any one New Yorker. It is an indictment, however, of policies and politics that have persisted for far too long. Our commitment now is to act upon these findings, to do so in concert with New Yorkers' comments, as we've now opened a public comment period for the next 30 days to ensure that we have a city where we are reckoning with the long history of racism here and starting to act upon a framework that puts equity right at the center of it. Thank you.
Sure. But why remove the DEI language?
We put forward a stronger report that actually reflects the realities New Yorkers are living through.
He's really good at answering questions.
He's really good at what he do. You think he gonna run for what's the name?
He can't run for president.
Why not?
He's not a natural born citizen. Only natural born citizens can run for president.
Oh, I didn't know he wasn't a natural born citizen.
Yeah.
But he can be mayor.
He is the mayor of New York. Yeah, he can be mayor and I think governor, but he can't be like he can't be a president. He can't be the president of the country. Like he can probably get like a cabinet, like somebody can run for president, they can offer him a seat in the cabinet, but actually be the sitting president of the United States, he can't do. But he can be like an advisor for like policies and stuff like that to a president.
He can't be, but you said you can or he can't?
He can be like an advisor when it comes to like policies and stuff like that to the president.
He could just stay where he at then, because he's I feel like okay, and we discussed this last time, you know, New York is the most populated city we have in the United States. And I mean, if he's making those type of changes to that city, you know, I feel like it'll start to be either mayors and or governors in other states will want to kind of try out some of his ideas and follow his lead, or the citizens of other states are going to demand that same type of thing.
Yeah. So
one of two things is going to happen.
So the thing here in where we live at is our governor will have to change the laws in order for our mayor to have the power to do that. So technically our mayor now, he can't create tax laws as a sitting mayor of our city. So he only can go by the tax laws that the state set. And then they got the whole share revenue thing. That's a complete stupid thing for our state also. But yeah, so in order for the things that he's doing in New York to happen here locally where we at, the tax laws have to get changed in Madison. And then basically Madison would have to allow the city of Milwaukee to basically come up with ways to do its own fundraising and taxes and stuff like that to charge people to be able to put more money into the city.
Well, it sounds like one of the people that's running does have ideas and ways to make more money for the state of Wisconsin. One of them being the cannabis industry, right? That's something we have been talking about. But let's see how that goes. But I feel like it's going to be kind of a shift in some things in Wisconsin. We'll just have to, you know, those things have to go on a ballot. Some of those things have to go on a ballot, and we have to actually go vote for them.
That's true. So if you had to pick between, who would you pick? Let's take a look.
We have to choose between this.
We are told that America is exceptional because we are richer, stronger, more powerful than everyone else. The truth, my friends, is that America is exceptional because here, nothing is fixed into place. The frontier may be closed. We may have walked on the moon, but the work of fulfilling the values first enshrined in the Declaration of Independence, that work endures, and it belongs to us all.
And this?
We can only lose the
Midterms, if we allow ourselves to lose the midterms, if we are foolish, stupid, and unwise. But if we terminate the filibuster, as we should do, and immediately vote for the Save America Act, then we will not lose an election for 100 years. The Communist Party is made up of illegal immigrants, criminals, and everybody that doesn't want to work. We speak English because that is the language of our founding, and for 1,000 years, that has been the language of freedom.
First, I gotta say it's a pretty wild choice to stand on stage at a 250th anniversary of our independence and say that for 1,000 years, English has been the language of freedom. He knows they spoke English in England, right? Anyway, don't get distracted. Fact is, over the past couple of days, I've had an epiphany. And from reading your guys' comments, I know I'm not the only one. Because on multiple fronts, all at once, all of us are seeing two different visions for America. On one hand, we have the rise of democratic socialism, which has democratic right in the name. It's not socialism, and it's definitely not communism. And we have people like Zoran Mamdani, AOC, and Bernie Sanders articulating a vision for the future that is built by and for all of us, but at a level greater than we've ever seen, where the astronomical wealth created by the workers in this country is actually kept by the workers in this country. Then on the other hand, we have Donald Trump screaming about how you have to speak English, and how he thinks American greatness is not defined by the values you embrace, but by what you look like, where you were born, and what language you speak. Same time, on the left side, on my side, I see millions and millions of Americans celebrating the incredibly diverse American World Cup team, led by Fuller and Balogun, who would not be able to play on the team if it weren't for birthright citizenship. Meanwhile, on the MAGA side, I have a 110-degree vacant lot full of fake, poorly built plywood monuments to Trump, seventh-generation white nationalists who are just one lottery ticket away from greatness. I know this country is more divided than ever, but at least right now we can take some solace in that we know which side we belong on.
Well said. But I mean, that's a very easy choice. I mean, you already know where I stand at with that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if anybody who watched this show before, they know where anybody would stand when it comes to that. It's the fact that he thinks that America's been around for 1,000 years. The English
on the 250th birthday, though. Clearly, the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776.
250 years ago.
250 years ago.
But English has been the language for 1,000 years. Okay. Let's talk about child marriage. How do we feel about child marriage? I'm not for child marriage. I don't think it's something that should be happening. It's the fact that we are just now getting states that's putting in laws to ban child marriage. It's crazy.
So it depends on the definition of child, if that makes sense. So if you're like
under
17,
the age of 15 and getting married.
Oh, under the age of 15, then no, not in today's standards. Back like when my grandparents and stuff, like they got married very early on. But also women didn't have rights and couldn't do a lot of the things that they can do now, right? And that was their only way of basically, survival, continuing a life. You had to get a husband, you had to have kids, be a housewife, things like that. And not so much in today's age now. That's why I asked, what age are you talking about? Because if you're 17 and you have a kid, yeah,
Yeah, there were some states where they were pushing, because some states it is technically still legal. There was a state where they were pushing for 12, 13-year-olds, 14-year-old girls to get married to adult men. So I'm going to play this clip, and it's about Oklahoma finally passing a law to ban child marriage.
Should SNAP dollars be spent on sodas?
That's the wrong clip. That's the wrong clip. I thought.
If y'all don't let these people spend what they want to spend them on, I'm sorry. I'm so tired. We got other stuff to talk about. Half of us don't even get food stamps no more. So why does it matter?
That's the wrong clip. I think I forgot to add the clip in, but yeah, Oklahoma just passed a bill where they. Oh wait, never mind. I got it right here. Here we go. I'm losing it.
36 Republicans in Oklahoma just voted against banning child marriage. Don't worry, it's still passed. Oklahoma still banned it, but 36 Republicans voted against it. You know, I'd say that I'm shocked, but with Trump as their messiah, this totally checks out. But I want you to see what's happening, because Republicans have also opposed and voted against these bans in many other states. It's a very consistent theme for them to be against banning child marriage. And the more that time goes on, the more people just brush off Trump's implications in the Epstein files, the more we are watching the Republican Party normalize pedophilia. So if it wasn't clear before, I want to make it clear now. If you support the Republican Party right now, as it stands, you support the normalization of pedophilia. And if you support Trump, you might even support a pedophile. And I say might very loosely. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There have been multiple opportunities to take an off-ramp and not support this kind of behavior. If you haven't taken one yet, own it. Side with the Republicans, support them on this. If you can't walk up to people in your family or people around you and say that with your chest that you support this, then I would think twice about the party and the president that you support.
Yeah, that situation gets a little sticky. So like I said, like 17-year-olds getting married because they got a kid. I mean, I would advise against it just because like y'all don't know what y'all doing. You know, you need to experience life a little bit more, but like, yeah. Like so people are thinking more in terms of a child and an adult getting married. That's what it sounds like to me. Right, and not two children marrying each other.
So it's so basically it says at least one person under the age of 18. So they don't even give exact age under the age that a person could be to get married. So basically, like I said, anybody over the age of 18 could basically get married to somebody who's, like I said, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's definitely a no-go. And when I say, 17, because what the age of consent in a lot of states is 16 or something like that, 15, 16 years old or something like that. The kicker is if both of y'all are under the age of 18 and y'all get married, I mean, y'all really ain't got no rights. You can't sign no contracts. You can't do any of that stuff. You can't even work full time. What are we talking about?
All right. Yeah. So let's take a look at this whole drama between our current president and the BBC. So let's take a look here.
The BBC has turned Donald Trump's ridiculous $10 billion defamation lawsuit against him, essentially making it a January 6th trial. The lawsuit alleges the BBC combines two separate remarks made nearly an hour apart. The edit made it appear that his call to fight like hell was a direct, continuous prompt to march on the Capitol, which it was. But now the network has legally demanded Trump's phone logs, calendars, diaries, and schedules spanning from Election Day, November 3rd, to January 20th. They're also demanding that Trump's team identify every single individual he communicated with regarding the Stop the Steal rally, its planning, and the aftermath. The BBC has also subpoenaed Donald Trump's reciprocal trust, managed by his son, to verify if any tangible financial harm even occurred. The network is also arguing that Trump suffered no damage to his reputation because he won the 2024 election. Trump explicitly stated, we fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore. But an hour earlier, at the beginning of the speech, he said that we're going to march to the Capitol peacefully and patriotically. That's why he's trying to sue them. The BBC has turned Donald Trump's ridiculous $10 billion...
Now, who is this new guy?
Oh, I just recently came across him. But we will keep following that story about Trump and his whole BBC thing. But because we're getting kind of short, getting close to being short on time, I want to get into this thing where Republicans are claiming something, and I want to wonder if you guys are watching live or go back and watch this. Give me an answer to what you think. If you think this is real or not. So let's take a look.
Republicans near the White House are now claiming that someone is geoengineering the weather to make it bad for the president. We've had hail at Mount Rushmore tonight ahead of his speech, record-breaking heat in Washington, D.C., thunderstorms at the UFC fight, and record-breaking cold at his inauguration. And now you have folks like Kylie Jane Kremer, who is an influential Republican on social media, a woman for America First, saying, quote, I'm telling y'all that someone with an extreme case of TDS, which stands for Trump Derangement Syndrome, geoengineered this weather in DC. Same way they geoengineered Trump's inauguration to be one of the coldest in US history. People with TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, hate Trump more than they love America. Let me just make something very clear, because this idea has been going around online today. There's no evidence that anyone is geoengineering the weather to make it worse for the president. There isn't. But alas, I'll have more updates for you soon. Follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. Stay tuned for more.
So we got Cloudy with a chance of meatballs going on.
Yeah,
now?
I'm like, who do they think have the time, money, and patience to really sit there and try to mess with the weather to hurt Trump?
Him specifically, though.
Like nobody cares about these events he was having, especially the UFC fight. Nobody even went to the inauguration. I mean, it was the coldest inauguration in history. Nobody even went.
I mean, if I'm going to genetically or geoengineer the weather, like I would just either produce more rain in areas where there's a drought. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Stop the ice caps from melting, all types of stuff. Okay? Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. No, not to harass Trump.
Exactly.
No.
So the Trump 250th celebration might have been involved in a massive scandal that, that's not been floating around out there. But apparently there's been some stuff going on with it. So let's take a look.
A major new investigation by Congress has revealed that the Trump administration and the president have engaged in widespread wire fraud related to America's 250th celebrations. The report accuses the Trump administration of engaging in wire fraud with taxpayer funds by allegedly diverting money intended for the nonpartisan America 250 celebrations into the partisan Freedom 250 vehicle. Donors were misled, according to this report, into donating to this partisan effort by the president, potentially violating federal wire fraud laws and solicitation laws. The administration took control of the National Park Foundation to operate outside of normal transparency rules and used a tax-exempt nonprofit to advance Trump's political agenda. In addition, there was a massive pay-to-play operation concerning Trump's UFC fight. Donors paid anywhere from $500,000 to $10 million to sponsor the fight, and in exchange, likely got access to the president. But that's not all. The Trump administration is also accused of collecting mass amounts of data from those who signed up for various Freedom 250 events, funneling that data through a Republican-backed voter group in an effort to create a massive database of information for political purposes. Spread the word. Follow along for more.
Not you tired. not you tired. Like, it just keep getting worse. Okay.
Oh, some real issues since y'all got so much time on y'all hands.
Oh, we do got a real issue that they want to talk about. It's a really big issue that these Republicans been having on their mind. It's been on their chest.
Hiding what Mitch McConnell is doing today.
Jump on this. So here we go.
Should SNAP dollars be spent on sodas?
The purpose of the SNAP program is to provide families to have food and beverages.
Should it be spent on sugary sodas?
Ugh, this is such a disingenuous line of questioning. The woman sitting there is too professional to answer these bad faith questions the way they deserve to be answered, so I'll do it. You can ask that about almost any food in the grocery store. Should tax dollars be used to buy sugary yogurt, deli meat, Cheez-Its, frozen pizza, bacon? Once you frame SNAP that way, the program becomes less about reducing hunger, which is the purpose of SNAP, and more about politicians making moral judgments about which foods low-income families should be allowed to buy. Unironically, these are usually the same people who would also be pissed if they saw somebody buying a steak with their SNAP dollars.
You think that there are some Americans who need Coca-Cola to survive? Is that your testimony?
Whether or not you need an individual food or beverage to survive is not the benchmark used to determine what's included in SNAP. If it were, SNAP wouldn't exist because there is not a single food or beverage outside of water that humans need to survive. I could hold up a chicken. Do you need chicken to survive? No. Do you need orange juice to survive? No. Do you need oatmeal to survive? No. SNAP exists because it's an anti-hunger program. Its primary goal is to reduce hunger. The way SNAP works is it simply gives money to families to purchase groceries in the food environment that that already exists in this country. The food environment that our government has built and enabled through policy. A food environment that was built for agricultural productivity and corporate profit, not human health.
And you appear to be so ideologically dug in that you won't answer a simple question that's not an appropriate use of our tax dollars and that does not, in fact, make the American people more healthy.
Is the ideology that she wants to help end hunger in America? Anti-hunger advocates are not pro-soda, just like they're not pro-string cheese or pro-Teddy Grahams or pro-popsicles or pro-hot dogs. They're anti-restriction because when you add random state-by-state restrictions to SNAP, you make the program more complicated, more expensive to administer, and less effective. And when programs become more complicated, fewer eligible people use them, which is harmful when the primary goal of the program is to reduce hunger in America. These restrictions are not about health. They're using health as a cover to make SNAP more complicated and easier to shrink, which was the exact goal outlined in Project 2025. Because if this were actually about health, they wouldn't have cut SNAP education, the part of SNAP that helps families learn how to shop and cook healthy meals on a budget. And they would be promoting and expanding programs we know help improve diet quality, like Double Up Food Bucks, which matches SNAP dollars spent on fruits and vegetables. And they would not be cutting this program to such a degree that over 700,000 children have already lost food benefits. This is not about health. This is about shrinking a federal nutrition assistance program that helps families afford groceries at a time when food prices are high and millions of Americans are already skipping meals.
I mean, I was going to say, if you want people to eat more healthy, you got to make that healthy food affordable.
That's something I was gonna say the same thing, like, because eating healthy is not affordable. So it's more affordable to eat unhealthy than it is to eat healthy food. So yeah, make it affordable first of all, and then second, our tax dollars are being spent on way more worse things than a freaking case of soda. Like, we have tax dollars literally being spent on prostitutes as we speak right now. Some undercover agent is cozying up to a prostitute to get closer to some type of mafia boss or some type of kingpin or somebody who running some organized crime, and they got to spend some money on. They got to spend our tax dollars on some type of stripper at a strip club or prostitute to get closer to the person. I'm just saying, our money is being spent on worse things than freaking cases of soda. I'm just saying, they worried about the wrong damn thing. That's all I'm saying. They just worried about the wrong thing. Switching gears, there was a school that there was. I'm not sure the exact how it caught on fire, but someone said it's due to fireworks. But this is the aftermath of a school. I believe it was Lincoln Elementary School that caught on fire, and this is the aftermath of that fire. We're gonna take a look at some video from that. This is sad. So this was pretty much a historical landmark. Just gone. From people not being able to shoot fireworks properly. All them people, all the teachers got to be moved. The students got to be moved to a different school. Some people are probably going to lose their jobs behind this. Like, y'all need to do better.
Yeah, that's messed up, man. I'm just glad that it wasn't nobody that got hurt, right?
No.
Good.
So back to the age-old story of ICE agents wearing masks. I don't know how a lot of people feel about that. I feel like these people, like, a police officer can be out in public, or a National Guard service member can be out in public wearing, with their face being covered and everything. I don't feel like ICE agents should be out here pulling people off the streets without their face being covered. So let's take a look at this video, because they've been wrapping up these ICE roundups, whatever they call them, here in Milwaukee. So let's take a look.
Should ICE agents be able to wear face masks while making arrests in the city of Milwaukee? The question being raised after this cell phone video went viral over the weekend. It appears to show ICE agents making an arrest at 27th and Lincoln on the city's south side on Sunday shortly after noon. You can see 4 of those agents wearing face masks at the time of the arrest. I'm Ben Jordan, an investigative reporter for TMJ4 in Milwaukee. This comes just 2 months after the city of Milwaukee put an ordinance into effect, effectively banning all federal law enforcement officers from wearing face masks in the city while on duty. I reached out to ICE, and a spokesperson with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security got back to me telling me ICE will not comply with the city's ban on face masks, calling it unconstitutional. Here is a direct quote: "State and local sanctuary politicians attempting to ban our federal law enforcement from wearing masks is despicable and a flagrant attempt to endanger our officers. To be crystal clear, we will not abide by unconstitutional bans."
Our city attorney signed off on this ordinance that we passed. It is legal and enforceable according to the office of the city attorney. And so I stand by the ordinance that we passed, and I asked them to simply, if you are coming into our community to do that targeted enforcement that you mentioned, I ask you to abide by our local ordinances that indicate that no law enforcement should be wearing a mask. It's 90 degrees out today. There's no necessity to be wearing a face mask.
Now, an older woman who pushed for this face mask ordinance says she's calling on the Milwaukee Police Department to once again remind ICE they are not supposed to be wearing face masks under most circumstances here in the city. And if it continues, she believes fines of $5,000 to $10,000 would be warranted. However, she acknowledges it would likely be tough for the city to identify those federal agents as they operate largely in anonymity.
I know some people hate when I say this, but whether they're wearing a mask or not, to be honest, they're still gonna be out here arresting these people and trying to deport them. Either way it go, whether they're wearing a mask or not. But for safety reasons, to be honest, these people are going to run. I mean, some people are going to run whether they wear a mask or not, but more than likely, I'm going to feel like my life is in danger if somebody's approaching my vehicle or I'm getting out of my vehicle and somebody's approaching me masked up. I'm gonna feel like my life is in danger. So then if I pull out a gun or whatever I got on me and start shooting, and I happen to know unalive somebody, who fault is it? You approach me masked. I don't know who you are. I feel like my life is in danger. So for the sake of their own lives, I feel like they shouldn't be wearing masks while trying to round up these people and deport them.
Yeah, I don't know why they be fully covered like that. I never understood that.
No, because you know, with everything that's going on, it's like, oh, they're going to target my family. Like, dude, whether you wear a mask or not, there is somebody out there that's still going to be able to identify who you are.
I mean, so you're not undercover, bro. What you talking about? We see you. You're in a uniform. It's not. You're not a covert operative. What are we talking about? If you're worried about somebody seeking retaliation with your family, then don't do it. Find another job. Sit behind a desk. Sorry.
That is true. So last week the BET Awards was going on, but while the BET Awards was going on, there was something happening outside of BET Awards. And we're going to see this story from both a Black person perspective and also a white person perspective. So let's watch the Black person perspective first. So here we go.
While black people's at the BET Awards being happy while black, it was some activist racist white people outside the BET Awards showing their white ass. They got signs that say black parents are failure. Black culture is disgusting. So why y'all always trying to steal it? Steady doing all the dance, don't even know what you're doing. Looking stupid. Goddamn it, y'all stole us. We was chilling, minding our black ass business. Here y'all come with all them boats and shit. Just like we sitting at them BET Awards, minding our goddamn business. What is you over here for protesting about black? Why black always on your mind? Get black off your mind. Just like Trump, he can't keep Obama off his mind. Black just stay on your mind. Get black off your mind. Holding up signs talking about black parents are failure. Well, why is it always a young white man shooting up a public place? And explain to me how so many black people continue to set so many records and standards despite all of the adversities thrown against us. Since my black parents was some motherfucking failure. And my rebuttal ain't that white parents are failures. You failed you. And this one of the motherfuckers that stormed the Capitol. What kind of idiot storms the Capitol because you ain't get your way about who somebody voted for? You's a motherfucking loser. And this ain't a battle I'm about to fight. White people, come get y'all homeboy. I ain't even know white people knew the BET Awards was even on. Where did you see the preview for the BET Awards at? How you see some BET promo? But you was Googling black promo? Get a life. Find something to do. Go pray somewhere. Go pray.
So, mind y'all, the guy who's out there holding up the sign that about the black people, he's one of the people who's, like he said, stormed the Capitol on January 6th, and he was on house arrest. He had a bracelet on. You out here protesting, getting beat up by black people on house arrest, and on top of that, you're doing something similar in Texas and got banned from being. How do you get banned from being in a whole entire state, the state of Texas? And then you go to Los Angeles to the BET Awards, and then you know who shows up to some of these awards shows? Y'all gonna meet you lucky Snoop Dogg ain't thugging no more. You lucky. You is lucky.
He said thugging.
Lucky.
That's so cute.
Let's see it from another perspective.
You guys remember this right here?
Boycott BAT Awards. Thug Culture Night, we say no. Protest with us at Peacock Theater. Sunday, June 28th, 4 p.m.
Because I wanted to bring you guys a quick little update because Mr. Jake Lang ended up going out to the BET Awards in Los Angeles. And newsflash, it didn't work out too well for Mr. Lang. Let me know your thoughts over in the comments. But there is a lot of people right now who are taking Jake Lang's side all over social media. I'll give you a guess of which type of people are actually taking his side, because remember, you guys, this is nothing new to him. He was pardoned by Donald Trump because he ended up participating in that January 6th insurrection at the Capitol, and he ended up most recently getting arrested down in Texas for making terroristic threats outside of a courthouse during the Carmelo Anthony trial. So nothing new, and I'm pretty sure you're already going to assume who is actually taking his side. But the people are now saying that, they're just violating his right to protest, his First Amendment right, freedom of speech, freedom of expression, so on and so forth. But they're doing the comparison, saying that he's just doing what all of these liberals are doing when it comes down to their protest outside these ICE detention facilities. But here's the thing, you guys, it's completely different, because what these Democrats and these liberals are doing outside of these ICE detention facilities, they are trying to bring light to a situation. They are trying to utilize their voice for people who are currently voiceless. But what Mr. Lang is doing is he is trying to antagonize a group of people. That is all he has ever tried to do, and that is how he tries to stay relevant, which is still crazy and mind-boggling, because as I indicated, he is most recently out on bond for making those terroristic threats. People ended up donating upwards of $250,000 to get this man released after making terroristic threats down in Texas. The state of Texas has officially banned him in the state. So once more, you guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments.
And mind you, he's on house arrest. He's wearing an ankle bracelet. So there's this person. He says he has a message for the person who saved Mitch McConnell. Here we go.
Staffer that gave Mitch McConnell CPR, are you getting a raise? Or did you do that for free? Like, you put your...
Valid question. I didn't even think about it like that.
You put your mouth on that wax turtle face, like
it's kind of slimy. A little slimy. That's it.
So I came across it because I was on his page, and I came across this video also, and I'm like, there are really some dumb people out here in this world, and I really wanted y'all to see this mess, because you wouldn't believe it if I told you how dumb people are. So let's take a look.
What country did the United States gain its independence from?
Europe.
Okay, maybe that was just a hard one. You know, maybe you get the next one.
What country is the Great Wall of China in?
Tokyo?
Like, before I get mean, how many people were in your classroom growing up? Because it was in the name. That one was in the question, actually.
What language did the people in Idaho speak? Someone blurted out.
Idahoan.
English. That's in America. Love, that's a state.
How many years are in a decade, Gemma?
12.
All 1.5 of her brain cells were working hard as fuck to spit that incorrect answer out. These are the people you're arguing with in the comments, by the way. The people that are calling you stupid. People also vote. Yeah.
What country is the Panama Canal in?
Yeah, Portugal.
Even when the context is there, like context clues, you could have got most of those answers correct. You still can't. So it's not that you can't read, it's just you can't fucking understand anything, bro. No wonder you failed a open book fucking test.
Hey, side note, he looked like Sid the Sloth.
No, you can't do that. I mean, you can still get it, but no, you can't do that.
He knows.
Because now when I watch this content, I'm going to picture. I'm going to picture it now. You know, I don't like you. Oh.
I'm pretty sure I'm not the first person that said it. It doesn't mean that those other people that was in the video wasn't stupid as fuck. It doesn't make their stupidity any better.
Let's just send it to your favorite ginger at this point.
Yay!
I understood the assignment that becoming a millennial parent meant that I would have to parent Gen Alpha. I did not understand that I would also have to parent my own parents at the same time. I just had to delete my own dad from the internet because my dad has been giving out information to every single cashier and across a tri-county region at every single big box store for the last 25 years. And then he's wondering why so many scammers keep showing up on his phone and his email. It's because they're buying lists from data brokers, Dad. Stop giving them your email. So I had to go onto Delete Me and delete my own father using my family plan. And here's the thing. Guess what we discovered? Hundreds and hundreds of lines of every time my dad has walked into a store and they said, do you want to sign up for a store card? And he said, yes, please. Which is crazy because 25 years ago, I watched my dad get into a 10-minute argument with a 17-year-old cashier at a grocery store when we were trying to buy popcorn because he refused to give her a zip code because he said, and I quote, that's how they get you. Well, guess what, Dad? They got you. They got you, Pop-Pop. They got you on every single list. And using Delete Me by going to joindeleteme.com/PearlMania20 and signing up and saving 20% on my family plan, I was able to show my dad 800 lines of text. 800, and that's just him. I'm still waiting on the report from my mom. Until you see the data privacy dashboard, you are going to be shocked how much stuff is out there. JoinDeleteMe.com/PearlMania20. Save 20% today and save your own parents from themselves.
Tina know my struggle for these last couple of weeks. There's been some times I'm like, oh.
I mean, I still get stuff from my dad. I'm like, come on, y'all. It's been 5 years. What are we doing?
Yep.
What are we doing?
Get stuff from my grandfather. It's been 10 years.
Like,
almost 10. He's still getting credit card stuff and stuff from lawyers and all kind of stuff. I'm like, what is going? Do y'all update your records? Because I'm like, he died owing y'all money. Here y'all go offer him more credit cards. Like, how did this work?
It's been more than 7 years. They had to write it off. They're like, let's try to get him in debt again.
Right. Well, how much time we get? Okay. I have maybe two more to get through. 2 more videos to get through before we head into our final thoughts. So
I ain't got no final thoughts today. I'm angry.
Oh.
I am in America, and I think Americans are born with some sort of superpower. I mean, it's just before 9 a.m. in the morning. 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's already 85 degrees. Feels like 96. Let's just look at it. I mean, it's not even 9 o'clock, and I'm sweating. I'm sweating. How do you guys do it? Is this still the preheating of the summer, or is that past us now? Do we live in an oven? Is the devil walking here beside you? How do you do it, America? I mean, now I understand why you have so much AC everywhere in the house. I mean, we don't have AC like that in our houses. AC in the cars, AC in the stores. You've just got aircon everywhere. But are you built with aircon? Because my arms are sweating. I didn't even know my arms can sweat. I mean, how do your arm sweat? I mean, I don't even understand that. When I go to a barbecue, am I already the barbecue meat that's already been fried? I can't even put on lotion because it's just like it's the seasoning. It's like I'm gonna go to the barbecue, but I'm already seasoning myself. I can't put on lotion. I can't do anything. I mean, it is so hot. When I open the freezer to take out the chicken just closed the door again. The chicken just closed the door again. How do you do it? What is your secret to surviving this heat, America?
First of all, we don't go walking up and down a field in direct sunlight complaining about sad sunlight. Just get started there. Number two, he sounds like he's possibly, I don't know, was he from Europe?
Scotland.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure they had a nasty little heat wave that just went through there also, where unfortunately people lost their lives.
I think they got the heat wave after they left us and went to them.
Okay. Let's just start, start. Y'all ain't got central air, baby. I love it. Okay. And that's how we survive. Okay. Modern inventions.
I ain't got central air, but that air conditioner does wonders. I'll be feeling nice and cool and happy sitting in here. I don't be sweating my balls off. I can tell you that. And
because if we don't stay cool, everybody gonna be in the middle of the street fighting.
Yeah. We are. Let's head into this next clip, because boy, I resonate with this next clip so much.
I've come to the realization that I have aged out of commercial rap. It's just too much for me. How much more coochie we gonna pop and how many ops we gonna kill? We have murdered everybody at this point. Ain't nobody left. Y'all ain't got nothing else to rap about. All you making is serial killer music. And we supposed to be like, yeah, the ops, I'm back doing trash. And I get it. Y'all gonna say, man, he old. You right, I'm old. And you know how I got here? Not listening to op music. Back in the day, we had a diversity. A plethora of songs that we could listen to. I could dance in the club, or I could listen to Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. I could turn on Ice Cube, or I could listen to Jay-Z. Right now, all you got is murder, kill, stick 'em up, backdoor, pop some coochie, throw the yams. Is he gonna buy me a purse? I need a Louis bag. Wear my Chanel purse. Every day, it's just begging and murdering. And every now and then, they throwing a rhyme about, I'm gonna abort this baby. Like, bro, too much information. When can we just get back to having fun again? I understand rap is a young person thing, but it also, there has to be some level of consciousness and diversity in this.
I don't even know what those words mean. That's why it's not in the music. I have to say, recently, I have been listening to more like 90s and early 2000s music, and even some 80s, I kind of brought it back then when music was actually like, people actually put thought into the music. Like it was good production, lyrics, the videos. Oh my gosh, the music videos.
A whole song, and we never know that it was a cover of a song. That's how good the music used to be.
Yeah, the intermissions on the albums, the little intermissions in between songs, to kind of put the interludes or whatever, that piece the whole album together from one song to the next. Like, yeah, bring back that.
It ain't the same no more. So I came across this video and I thought that it was heading to a whole totally different direction. Like, oh, like they don't this stuff. And then after watching the video, it kind of made sense. I'm like, yeah, it makes totally 100%. Yeah, it makes sense. So here we go.
This is why you have to kill black people in horror movies first. Otherwise, it's just not believable.
I'm glad you added that in horror
You know what I
movies
mean?
first. Like,
I was like, where are we going with
very
this?
concerned
Because
that
that's a stereotype. Like the black guy always dies first in the horror movie, and I'm like, well, yeah, it makes sense because otherwise,
either he's gone or he's got
it's not
next.
believable.
Yeah.
Like serve with a lot of black dudes. I'm telling you right now, not a single one of them would have stood for the actions
We're not
taken
sticking around
midway through the horror movie. Because in every horror movie, there's always a portion of like,
hey, we got to go figure this out.
we got away, but they have Jessica.
R.I.P. Jessica.
Who saw Jessica last? I saw him holding her severed head. And the black guy be like, "Oh, she's dead. We're leaving. What are we talking about?" But every other time, all the other people are like, "No, we got to go back and stop." Absolutely not.
Now I really want to see black ghost investigators. Like I really want to see that more than anything else.
That's actually a really good idea.
The second, like the
It'll be the
house
shortest
creaks, just
episode
all
ever.
of them.
Every episode is 5 minutes.
Is there a
long.
ghost here?
It's 3 minutes of introduction, 2 minutes of them going into the house. Something falls over, and then they just leave.
You know
bounce.
the
It's called self-preservation awareness. Okay.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, they're like black people. Yeah. That's the reason why I see why. At first, I used to be like when I was young, like, why do black people always get killed in a horror movie first? Like, as you get older, it makes sense. Cause we ain't with the shit. Like, we see Becky over there getting murdered. We not gonna go over there and try to help. At this point, like,
We get murdered because we trying to tell everybody else to get out. Like, something ain't right. I'm for the bounce. Half of the time you get murdered because you trying to leave. What you mean?
And then on top of that, like, we ain't gonna hear, if we hear a creaky sound, we're not gonna investigate that creaky sound. You know what? By the time you go walk towards that creaky sound, we already on our way out the door. We not sticking around. So yeah, as you get older, you know why black people get killed first in horror movies. It wouldn't be no movie after that because they'd just be gone. Oh God! And speaking of names,
Lord, I just come to you today asking you, could you turn the oven down? Because I done farted. My drawer wet. I done farted. He said, I know, Lord, it's just hot. Hotter than two fat bitches fighting over jalapeno pepper.
It was that hot. It was indeed that hot. I'm talking about skin was burning. You hear me? It was hot outside. I'm talking about I had the Sealy braids in all week. I ain't messing around with y'all.
We have this room at my job, and it has no windows, no air conditioning. And when they said that it feels like the outside temperature felt like 96 degrees or 97 degrees or something like that, when they did, it was 115 degrees in that room.
You couldn't breathe.
And they expected us to go in there still and drop off product. I'm like, yeah, that's not.
Find somebody else to do it.
That's not. Y'all don't pay me enough money for that.
Find somebody else to do it. I'll go get a doctor's note real quick. Find somebody else to do it.
Exactly. Like, yeah, y'all don't pay enough for that. I just can't. Okay. With that being said, I did have some more clips, but for the second time, they just gonna have to wait until next episode. With that being said, Tina says she ain't got no final thoughts. All I can say with this, hopefully, the 4th of July next year will be better. Hopefully, this administration celebration without giving people cancer, like he did from his firework show in Washington D.C. And yeah, let's all just take care of each other, mind our own business. Black people, white people need to leave black people alone. Black people need you to keep minding our own business. And by the way, hold on, wait, before we go. It's on black people, right? It's on black people. Why the hell was y'all fighting on Icon of the Seas? Like, why? What was y'all on there? Y'all gotta stop going on these cruises and fighting. Y'all ruining it for the rest of it because y'all can't act right. Y'all can't act right.
It was too hot.
Just act right. Just act.
Alcohol. Hot and alcohol.
They didn't even make it onto the ship. It was in the terminal. They wasn't even. They didn't have no
alcohol. In alcohol. What you talking about?
Unless they was drinking before they went to the terminal.
Probably. As I would have been. Probably. What you mean? They finna go on vacation. What?
And then it's
Not
always,
in alcohol.
and then it's always the 3-day cruise. Like y'all only on the ship for y'all literally only spend like 1 day in total on the ship, like on a 3-day cruise. Like, what is y'all doing? Like, come on, man, act right. So don't forget to check out our social media pages because a lot of the clips that we play on this episode on this episode will be broken down into smaller clips that goes out on our social media pages. More than likely, a video comes out every 12 hours. We release videos throughout the week. So make sure y'all check out our social media pages. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and X. So make sure y'all check us out. All same cast, different day podcast. And we all hope that you had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. And we'll see you all on the next episode.